Hello everyone and welcome to episode 123 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel, as it is the Sakura Genesis Tour. And for the Sakura Genesis Tour, of course, the fallout of the New Japan Cup, which will be seeing our main event and co-main event featuring the two men that are in the finals, as far as the winner, of course, Hayato Tamura taking on the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hiromu Takahashi, and then our co-main event, the runner-up Konosuke Takeshita taking on Pac for the Intercontinental title. That will be taking place as also, as far as you can already see, somebody is making a one-time appearance, as that will be before the tag team title matchup between Daniel Makabe and Jonathan Gresham versus Volter and Zack Sabre Jr. So, of course, United Empire versus United Empire in that matchup. That's how Volter and Zack Sabre Jr. started this reign. We'll see if Makabe and Gresham will be the team to end this reign. As for our New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup, felt like we could use a little, we haven't really used a whole lot of AEW talent. Really, nobody besides like CMLL, and even then, obviously we just use it for Fantastica Mania. Felt like we could throw a bone their way, and then we got Kevin Steen for one night to take on Jon Moxley. As far as over there in AEW, it's a unique company right now, because obviously the Bucks are gone, Omega's gone. I think Cody's even gone. Like, there's just like nobody that really like resembles that original kind of group, which is very funny, obviously. But with what's as far as with them, they have Kevin Steen, they have Generico, just pretty great. Trying to think who else they have. They have Sheamus again, which Sheamus has been all over the place. Of course, we used him for a cup of coffee. But, yeah, it just felt like Steen and Moxley, that's a fun match. Because, of course, those two, they had you kind of just missed each other. As far as, like, having, like, a big-time program or anything like that. Because, really, stylistically, it makes a whole lot of sense for those two to really be able to kind of sink their teeth in to a like a great little program. Never really, of course, happened, but at least we get a match out of these two. They had they had the I want to say they had like a Raw match, maybe. I want to say it was. Oh, that's right. No, it was the Rumble. It was like a last man standing match. That's right. Because I remember, yeah, that was the match where Kevin gets bumped off the buckle through the table. That's right. Yeah, it was the Rumble 2016, which was a good match. Which is kind of crazy. When they were like on the Indies too, like Moxley, of course, didn't work Ring of Honor, so that's where kind of Kevin was mainly a mainstay for. Pretty much during that time, and he'd work Dragon Gate, like Moxley, Dragon Gate USA mainly. Obviously Kevin really didn't do that. I think Mox did a couple of dark matches during that time, but I don't think so. Sure he did, yeah, but it feels like somebody would have used him. I don't know. I thought he was money, but that's beside the point. But yeah, that's the New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup. We'll see how they do. Never Openweight title match. Jay White, Kazuchika Okada. So Tanahashi has picked a man that has beaten Okada on the big stage before. Of course, that would be many moons ago now, but as far as for 2027, to be very many moons ago, but for Jay White and Okada. Funny enough, in the save, Jay White has not had a lot of success against Okada, but we'll see if he can get the job done and become the Never Openweight champion. Or for Okada, he can keep this pretty great reign going so far. And the Never Openweight six-man tag team title matchup of Mexa Blood, Ryu Lee, Samurai Do Sol, and Demonic Mama taking on the new wave of strong style, which is, of course, Sushi Aoyagi, Yuto Nakashima, and Roe Oiwa. As far as, obviously, the new wave of strong style has been... I don't know if they've left an imprint on New Japan so far, but they have... I guess you could say they've made some waves, as far as that's about the only way we can put it. It came up short in the Junior Void Tag Team title matchup, but they have these Never Openweight 6-man tag team belts right now. We'll see if they'll keep these belts or they'll drop them to Mexa Blood on that Sakura Genesis show. And our final title matchup on the card, but the first one, as far as at least how the card's going to play out, Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title matchup, Bushi and SP Kento of Los Ingobernables de Japón taking on the Velocities of the Designers of Perfection, of course, Jude London, Paris de Silva, who've had a pretty great reign so far, 6 defenses, I believe. Looking for that 7th one if they can beat Bushi and SP Kento. But should be a fun match there as far as Bushi, again, is kind of exceeding expectations for somebody in 2027. Definitely would not expect him to still be like one of the best juniors we have. And then the opening contest. His 4th trial series matchup, Tsuneyo Takayama taking on the Great Okan. So, of course, for Tsuneyo Takayama, he's getting more and more progress as far as he took on Shota Umino in his last one. Now he's going to take on Okan. We'll see how 5, 6, and 7 play out, but they've been tough. They've been tough. I mean, Evil was somebody that, kind of had the veteran aspect of kind of that aspect. I forget who the first guy was. Was it Evil? I'm kind of, I believe it was. Was it at the New Beginning? Was it, it must have been Evil. Damn. I was thinking that's who it was. Was he at the New Beginning in Sapporo? No, yeah, that was definitely, definitely Evil then. Wow. So yeah, it was, because it was Evil, and then it was, of course, Shota Umino, yeah. But I'm forgetting one. Was it not a Strong taping? No. Damn. I'm blanking on when that was, because I do remember having it. Because it definitely isn't out of order. Damn. I don't know why I'm missing out on the 4th one. Be very funny if it is the 3rd one, still, but I'm pretty sure that's the case as far as it being the 4th one. But yeah, that's the Sakura Genesis show. Of course, for that show, what we're going to do, because this tour's kind of small, we're not going to... It's 4 tour shows and then the final show. So just a couple of days less than the New Japan Cup episode. But usually, what we do with the Sakura Genesis, we don't really go through a lot of the pre-booking stuff as far as, like, when we get to the final show, like how all the matches are going to play out. I think we're just going to run it once we get there, but that's the card. Don't think there's going to be any changes unless there's an injury. But we'll go through the Road 2 shows here, of course. So as our first one, we have a backstage incident. It's Naito passing on psychology tips to Hiroshi Miyoshi for this one. So, we kind of spaced out a lot of the kind of, final, big time matches. We kind of spaced them out pretty nicely for how kind of everything has played out. We're going to give a lot of people on the kind of undercard a nice little chance to showcase their stuff. And mainly just try not to get anybody injured is kind of the big plan here. But main event, Designs of Perfection versus Los Ingobernables de Japón. It's an 8-man tag. We might bump it off, but right now I'm feeling like this is going to be the main. And Shingo's going to beat Logan McQueen, so a win for the Los Ingobernables de Japón team. And then the next matchup, which we went through really, really quick, it's House of Torture versus Tetsuya Naito and Yota Tsuji. It's actually going to be a lot closer to the bottom of the card. Now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, Miro will be getting the win. Him and Brody King, of course, they have the chemistry. And we know the state of Tetsuya Naito, unfortunately, in the year 2027. But then Jay White and Drew Barker against Kazuchika Okada and Francesco Kira. Fun little tag match here, as we have Drew Barker winning and losing. I don't think that was supposed to be the plan. I believe it was going to be Francesco Kira beating Drew Barker. Oh, didn't mean to click on that again, but that's alright. There we go. So a win for Koji Kamai. Bomb Squad versus Dragon's Den. Now, even though this is the main event program, I don't think this will be better than either the 8-man or that tag match we just added. So it'll probably be somewhere in the middle on the card. So let's see. We'll swap this. Swap that. Yeah. There we go. And then the undercard, as far as Queen's Quest, which Soroi is making her debut with Queen's Quest. Now, she was an interesting one because her team, obviously, with Rena as Neo, is kind of mainly what she's kind of known for as far as her team wise, but she's got a good personal relationship with Saya Kamatani. Figured maybe we'll see if maybe they can be a team. You know, it's a whole kind of new, which is funny. Her first match is against Rina in Imawari Unagi, as Saya Kamatani is going to get the win. I think we're going to change that. Actually, we'll have the debutee get a win. So that's going to be the Steel Show matchup. Then Technical Masterclass matchup, Takanori Ito will be beating Norio Takagawa. So obviously, Young Lion matchup, and going to be 18 minutes. Going to cut that time real short. Well, not real short, but obviously, Young Lion matchup going 18 minutes is kind of crazy, but we need a Technical Masterclass matchup, but I feel like that's kind of the best case scenario for it. So let's pick a venue here. About to say, we'll probably run Chubu. Yeah, we'll run this Ishikawa Sports Center. Be close to a sellout. See what we get. So 61 for the opener. Takanori Ito getting the win with a diving splash in 18-16 over Takagawa. And then Sori Inoue. Or rather, I think it's a Sori Anu. Inoue? I think it's Inoue. I always forget. But Sori gets the win over Rina, though, with the Fisherman Suplex. Best girl in the match. So shout out to her. Good start. Good start indeed. Brody King and Miro beating Naito and Yota Tsuji. Yeah, I mean, they were, wasn't actually that different. Naito at least with a 61, but yeah, just not great. Not great for him, but as far as match, did well. So with 74 and 81 for the Bomb Squad and Dragon's Den Trios match. Tamura pinning Kurashio with the Hayato Driver. Tamura, best guy in the match. That's awesome. Did better than Hiromu. They actually did better than the Bomb Squad, so shout out those guys. They killed it. It was a good match for them. That probably should have been the main. The 79 for the co-main. And so Okada and Francesco Akira beating Drew Parker and Jay White. Oof. Pretty mid. Pretty mid. I mean, Okada and Akira, 68-67. Jay White, 72. If Drew Parker wasn't off his game, it would have maybe been an 80, but I don't think it was going to happen. And Paris de Silva dislocates a toe. That's just great. Would have been a good match probably without that injury, but yeah, SB, Kento, and Bushi 71 and 64. And Shingo as well. Logan McQueen, worst guy in the match though, losing to Shingo Takagi's Last of the Dragon. Yeah, wrong thing to go on last. We should have stuck with the main event program. Who would have thought? Sometimes you just overthink it. But as far as if we would have just swapped that out, the card would have been progressively better as well throughout the night. Yeah, that would have just been probably a better show overall. But that is day 1 in the books. On to day 2, we go. Alrighty, day 2. As for this main event, I already know what I'm feeling for the main. That's Korosuke Takeshita and Kato Crusher against the Gory Bastards of Jon Moxley and Pac, as Moxley's going to be Kato Crusher. So here, obviously, everyone's booked in a major match on that final show but Kato Crusher, so he's kind of the odd man out. We're also going to have as our co-main, so United Empire, Volter and Lee Moriarty versus Daniel Makabe and Drew Gulak. On the next night, we're going to see kind of the same thing with Zack Sabre Jr. teaming up with, I want to say, is it, damn, I'm blanking on who he's, it's Okan. Probably should have been Gavin McGavin, but that's alright, because it's, oh no, that's right, because it's, it's Zack Sabre Jr. Okan versus Gresham and Jarvis. So just because I wanted to have like a heavyweight kind of tag match, kind of counteract this where it's the juniors of Gulak and Moriarty. But Moriarty will be getting the win over Drew Gulak, and that's going to be a great match. Samurai del Sol and Demonic Bamba taking on the New Wave of Strong Styles. This is the Technical Masterclass matchup as Oiwa will be beating Demonic Bamba. What a massive victory here, and Demonic Bamba is going to change. But he knows the intimidating sight of Yuto Nakashima cracking his knuckles and glaring at a change of heart. What a huge win for them. As we have one of the Young Lioness, as far as on the women's side, Midori Nomura taking on Toni Storm. Tony's going to win, obviously. That will kick off the show. And then Tankman and Brody Lee versus Alexander and Jarvis. This is the Steel Show matchup. As we're going to give Brody Lee another win. Oh, that's right. Brody's hurt. Yeah. Completely forgot about that. That's okay. Easy change. Let it be Will Hobbs. Oh, if I can... There it is. About to say, I couldn't find the W. There we go, Will Hobbs. As we'll have Will Hobbs win, of course. Yeah, we'll see. And then Peace, Love, and War versus Blast Off. So, of course, we're not having Juice defend his U.S. title since he already defended it just previously at the New Japan Cup Finals. So Juice is going to hit Juice with Carvanero and Coughlin. We're going to take on Blast Off of the Astronauts and Ibushi. Juice is going to beat him in 20 minutes. So, with this, yeah, I think we're going to put it here. I actually really like this show. I think it flows together pretty nicely. We'll see how it plays out. Yeah, we're good to go at least on that. Don't think we'll run Kanto, obviously. Yeah, we'll run the Hiroshima Green Arena. Day 2 of Sakura Genesis. Here we go. 57 for Midori, Nomura, and Toni Storm. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. You're not really sure how these Lionesses are going to do as far as compared to the Young Lions. As the Young Lionesses still a new thing, so we're trying to figure out exactly how they're going to go performance-wise, but 25 is not terrible. Not a terrible start, but Samurai del Sol and Demonic Mamba, they probably could have got the win here, obviously, but what a win for the new wave of strong style. They actually did pretty well. I mean, Oiwa and, he outperformed Demonic Mamba. Yuto Nakashima, at least it was close, but a submission victory for the team with great chemistry and a big win. It's a massive win. 72-77 for Order Destruction, beating up on Jarvis and Alexander. Jarvis really off his game. Doomsday Plunge for Will Hobbs over Jarvis there in 10 minutes. 81 for Peace, Love, and War. And Blast Off in the Trios match. Abe, best guy in the match. Really no surprise. Just slightly behind him and then pretty much dead even. Just Coughlin 1 point better. And then Bob Eric Cabanera 2 points better than Kota Ibushi. So 81... We'll take it. Pulp Friction from Juice over Ibushi, too. As an 81 for this matchup is Walter and Moriarty beating Gulak and Makabe. Actually, a pretty good match. Thought it was not going to be this close. Makabe and Moriarty did, as far as 1 point better was Makabe, but Gulak still way behind, obviously, Walter. And then, a team with excellent chemistry like that. It's kind of crazy they only got an 81-74, but this is a tour show, too. And an 83 for our main event. Pretty great performance from Kato Crusher, as they're going to lose the Corey Bastards, though. What a team and what a match for Moxley and Pac. It's a Death Rider for Moxley onto Kato Crusher in 2013. And a nice win, nonetheless, and a pretty great show, actually. Not a bad tour show at all. As on to day 3, we go. Alrighty, day 3. As for this show, of course, we have a backstage incident. It's Ricky Horn, one of the Young Lions. Pro Wrestlers Court, accused of failing to pick up a share of the tab. Well, yeah, no shit. He's getting paid maybe $20. Let's give him a break, as the judge, Shinsuke Nakamura, found him guilty and sentenced to pay the full cost and reimburse the shop partners. Now, small positive impact for him, though. Alrighty, so for this show, we have Task Force Death, Diamond K, which we got, Death Triangle versus Konosuke Takeshita, Cody Umeda and Kenta, a hell of a match. And Diamond K, we're going to get the win here, as Kenta's going to beat Pentagon Jr. So what a win. A hell of a main event there. Co-main event. We're going to go with Gresham and Jarvis against Zack Sabre Jr. and the Great O'Khan. Oh, never mind. It's the Technical Masterclass matchup, which makes sense. But Gresham will be beating the Great O'Khan here in 20 minutes. So a match we have to change, because obviously Brody is incapacitated. Now, the plan was obviously to have Brody win on the previous night and then have Shota Umino beat him here. With that being said, I don't think we're going to have Will Hobbs lose to Shota Umino. So we'll probably, honestly, might do Nakamura and Kushida and have Kushida lose to Shota Umino. Yeah. Like, it's a good little Steal the Show match, though. That's now the Steal the Show match, and we'll put that here for now. And Jay White and Brody King versus Kazuchika Okada and Leona Fujinami. So, now with Yoshihashi gone, Okada does not really have like a heavyweight tag partner. So we went with the Lion Mark group for this tag team matchup, but obviously Jay White and Brody King, more of the established team, they're going to get the win here, which Jay White is going to beat Okada. Now, but it's not going to be decisive. It's going to be a roll-up with tights and even feet on the ropes, so like double fuck off, as far as from that regard. I'm just going to leave it as non... It's not cheap. I mean, it technically should be tainted, but, as far as, that'd be tainted. Alright. Oh, damn, he's still unhappy. That's crazy. So the new wave of Strong Style and the Bomb Squad, here's an 8-man tag with the Bomb Squad getting the win, though, so they get a win back as Del Sol and Samurai Del Sol. Del Sol will be beating Nakashima. 20 minutes in the opening contest, Young Lion matchup between Yuritoki Suzuki taking on Yota Tsuji. So obviously Tsuji's going to get the win. Only 6 minutes because Suzuki can't even work a long of a matchup. But yeah, I think we're going to swap that out. Have the 8-man be in the middle. This. Here, yeah. There we go. I like it. Alrighty. So, for this show, I think we're going to run Osaka. I think there's a 5,000-seater. I thought there was. Yeah, about to say. The Baycom Gymnasium. Perfect. Let's run it. 62 for the opener. Yota Tsuji beating Yuritoki Suzuki with the spear in 625. There's an 82 for the Technical Masterclass matchup with Gresham beating Okan. He did outperform Okan, but the team itself was not better. Gresham with a 630 over the Great Okan in 2021. 52, oof. So yeah, they hated the ending, but that's alright. It's a tour show, so that's fine by me. And hey, gets a finish over with Jay White winning with feet on the ropes plus handful of tights. So, schoolboy roll up kind of counters the, because the Haju bomb, it's a pop-up power bomb. So as far as Jay White is about to get whipped into the ropes, counters it with a reversal into a schoolboy. Kind of looks like, they're both kind of reversing an Irish whip, and then just Jay White slings his body forward for, kind of schoolboy with the feet on the ropes. Referee doesn't see it, and it's 1, 2, 3. It's a 79 for the 8-man between the New Wave of Strong Style and the Bomb Squad as Del Sol gets the win to Del Sol Driver. So yeah, Ryu Lee, best guy in the match. Not really no surprise. Then Del Sol, then Roosh, then Demonic Mamba. So yeah, everybody on that team did better than everybody on the New Wave of Strong Style side. It's an 80 for Moxley and Umino against Kushida and Nakamura. Just a couple point difference. Kushida with the... they outperformed Umino, but obviously Umino a bit of the future compared to what Kushida's at right now. But Shota Umino gets the win with the Hidden Kai Death Rider. As our main event, another 80. As the Death Triangle losing to Diamond K's trio team. Hell of a match, though. We have a lot of people in the 80s. Kenta, actually, the worst guy in the match. Him and Pentagon Jr., so finally he's performing what he probably should be. Umeda, best guy for Diamond K, though, is pretty crazy. Yeah, good stuff, though. Good little show. Definitely the previous night better, but that's alright. Figured it was going to take a hit after that 52, but again, we were going to, just for the sake of the story, we needed that. Now on to the final tour show day, as far as day 4, and then we'll be at the final show before we know it. So yeah, on to the final tour show day we go. Alrighty, the final tour show. As Shobu Takibo and Shinsuke Nakamura, as far as a backstage incident, as it was Wrestler's Court, with Shobu being accused of making a backstage and not cleaning it up, knowing everyone else can't be doing that. As the judge, Shinsuke Nakamura, found him guilty and sentenced him rather to clean it up than by drinks after the show. Small pulse has been back for him though, and then Masahiro Chono passing on psychology tips to Kuma and Maya and Shonen Shozaki. So our main event, we'll be seeing, it actually is going to be Kenta and Cody Umeda against the Lucha Brothers. I think it's going to be the best match. But yeah, this is a great match. This normally would be like an undercard match on the final show, but here, we have a lot of title matches on this Sakura Genesis show, so it felt like this was kind of the best case scenario for it. And a win back for the Lucha Brothers as well. We're going to have Kenta take the fall here for Pentagon Jr. There we go. So co-main event then will be Hiromu and Kawato against the Dragon's Den team of O'Reilly and Tamura. Of course, they're also the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions, which this will be a tag team title matchup since, we're not having those belts be defended on the tour. So I felt like that's a good idea. I hate having non-title matches go after title matches. As far as like that doesn't make any sense, but like match types. Like, all right, so this is it's a tag team title match in the co-main, but there's a tag team match as the main event. Normally, that would be a big no-no for me. I think that's a bad idea. Kind of devalues the champs and it devalues the belts themselves. But in this case, I'm okay with it, mainly because the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team titles are not the main focus of that kind of rivalry or anything like that. It's about the heavyweight title, so that's why. Cool with it. But Desires of Perfections and LIJ trios match between the two teams here, with LIJ getting the win. Sonata will be beating SB Kento, so we'll see how SB does on the Sakura Genesis show since he's losing here. And Max of Blood, the new wave of strong style, so again, having just a straight up 2v2 here between these two. This time, instead of Demonic Bomba, it's Ryu Lee involved in the match, which Ryu Lee will be getting the win. And then we have two singles matches. So we have one with Tomoya Tom Ford and Roosh, which is the Steal the Show match, which Roosh will be getting the win. That's just kind of those two boys just beat the fuck out of each other. Then Black Taurus beating Ichiharu Machizuki. Black Taurus, of course, getting the win since he's a young lion. Pretty good show. Yeah, pretty good show. We just gotta swap that out. Alrighty. Yeah, I think we got a pretty good show on our hands. It's the final tour show, of course. And, yeah, we'll be running Kyushu. 5,000-seater. Kagoshima Arena. Here we go. Let's run it. Ooh, 49. Damn, they don't click. Machizuki's off his game, plus not enough overness. So that's kind of crazy. Infernal Suplex, though, gets the win for Black Taurus in 6 minutes. New Wave Strong Style and Mexa Blood. So this match is affected because the opener sucked. But it's still a good performance from Ryu Lee and Samurai Soul. Is Ryu Lee getting the win in 20 minutes. 73 for Tomoya Tom Ford and Roosh. It's the Roosh driver in 9:31. Good performance from him. Got the crowd buzzing, so it did its job as well. The 78 for the trios match. As, Paris de Silva's injury, it sucks. That's probably going to affect their title match, because I don't think he's going to be 100% by that point. Luckily, it's kind of lower on the card, but yeah, it just sucks. That's going to happen. But yeah, Sonata and Sombra, though. 87, 80, great performances from them. 76 from Hiromu and Kawato against O'Reilly and Tamura. So yeah, we knew that they were going to have kind of bad chemistry, but felt like this was kind of a good idea to have those belts be defended. As O'Reilly's going to get the win with the Brainbuster as well over Kawato. So, good win for O'Reilly and Tamura. That's their second defense as well. The New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team titles. And our main event, an 80, with the Lucha Brothers beating Umeda and Kenta. Pentagon Jr. Getting the win after the Package Piledriver Foot Stomp combination. What a win. And what a match. Needed that as a main event. It sucks that this kind of stunk because of bad chemistry and plus Taurus not being over enough, because it could have been a decent little opener, but that's alright. At least nobody got seriously hurt. Sucks about the injury to Paris de Silva, but just glad it wasn't like a main event person or anything. So now, we go to Sakura Genesis. We'll see if there'll be, how many new champions there'll be, if any. And then, of course, after Sakura Genesis, it's the Wrestling Dutaku card. But it's been pretty jam-packed already. Just, the first couple of months of the year already in the books now. And, yeah, hopefully Sakura Genesis is a great show. Should be a great show. I think that main event's going to be great. And, I'm expecting the co-main event to be great as well. So, yeah, on to Sakura Genesis we go. Alrighty, so the 2027 Sakura Genesis show starts off as far as 80,000 people. A sold-out show at the National Stadium. And we have a awkward bout to kick it off as the fourth Trial Series matchup for Suneo Takidome loses to the Great Okan as Cobra Clutch getting the victory for him in 2004. Sucks. We have a match that starts off with not a great match at all. This is not even a good opener as far as from a tour show perspective, so not a great start. But I'm sure we'll get it back on track. Junior Heavyweight title, tag team title matchup as the seventh defense for the Velocities as they successfully retain. What a performance from Paris Day Silva and Jude London. Luckily, everybody's healed up, ready to go for this matchup, so we have a good little match. And, Paris with a 90, Jude London with 83. Again, they just had a hell of a reign as the Velocities get another victory during their Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title reign. And the Never Openweight 6-man tag team title matchup, it's at 86. It's actually pretty impressive. As, what a performance, though, from Mexa Blood. Dear God. As, what a match. Tsushi Aoyagi getting a submission victory over Demonic Bomba as well, which he didn't even complain about losing to Atsuki Aoyagi. So that's just kind of crazy. Yeah, their second defense. Yuto Nakashima still got a ways to go, but, Oiwa, he's in the 60s now. Aoyagi's getting there. They still got a ways to go as far as some of the, top-level talent, but a good match, though. Good match for him. 82 for the Never Openweight title matchup between Jay White and Okada. So, during the match, we first see Miro run and attack Okada. And it looks like Jay White, after Miro, just a clobbering shot to the back as far as of Okada. Jay White, whips him in the ropes and just basically a big ass. I would say more of a, not even like a lariat, more like almost like a overhand strike, with it, as far as it's just a hammering shot. Hits him in the back of the head. Jay White, Blade Runner. It's like, fuck. Looks like he might win it here off of interference. Okada kicks out. It's like, okay. Match keeps going. They, as far as Jay White, eventually, there's a ref bump. In comes Miro to help try and get the win with the belt. Just try to, as far as hit Okada with it. But Okada gets out of the way, hits Jay White instead inadvertently. Okada, sends out Miro, and then as far as Haju Bomb for Okada onto Jay White, gets the win because of that. So a fourth defense, but it's obviously another successful defense for Okada. And I like that we kind of play off of what Jay White did as far as using dirty tactics and hitter tactics on the tour show. Maybe he's trying to do it again here. This time without Miro. Can't get it done though. As Okada overcomes the odds. Very much a structured kind of formula match. Which, is a good little match for a mid-card. I'm glad it wasn't like a main event matchup because of that. I'd rather, we go back to kind of what New Japan should be about, and that's, having two of the best in the world battle it out in a, no interference, straight up, singles match. So it was nice to kind of have this be on the mid-card section of it. And a 82 as well for the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team, just the New Japan Strong Singles Contest. So boy, Kevin Steen, not great performance. He loses to a double arm DDT from Jon Moxley, and Moxley damn near doubled him ratings-wise. So definitely won't be using Kevin again. I think this is going to be a one-time thing anyways, but we get a match for him, and it's his first defense as well for Moxley. So good performance there. And a 96 for the IWGP Tag Team title matchup, and we do in fact have new champs. Gresham and Makabe beat Volter and Zack Sabre Jr. 6:30 from Gresham over Volter. And they are the new IWGP Tag Team Champions with that. So Gresham, Volter kind of looked down on Gresham and Makabe just from their size and kind of put over that, more so of him not respecting those guys because of his sheer size and his ability to just put motherfuckers through the mat and to really, inflict damage. But I think he overestimated what Gresham and Makabe can do, and it also helps put those guys over, of course, to beat a team like that. and avenge their loss last year from Dominion. So this is a great kind of a story that's been almost a year in the making, just off of a simple maybe disrespect from Volter as far as not respecting his junior heavyweight companions. But now, obviously, they're a heavyweight team, and they deserve the respect. And they kind of beat it out of them in this match here. The 96 for the IWGP Intercontinental title matchup, and Konosuke Takeshita and Pac have had some big matches, of course. They are the King of Pro Wrestling finals. They've had of course, the Intercontinental title matchup. They've had a heavyweight title matchup. And Takeshita, which that was actually last year on this very show, because it was when Pac won the New Japan Cup. Of course, Takeshita was the heavyweight champion then, and it was a great match here. Crazy Pac was off his game; he still got a 90, but a 96 for the co-main, and a new Intercontinental champion in Konosuke Takeshita beating Pac. As far as Takeshita just seems to always have that one-upsmanship over Pac, getting that win here again over him must be debilitating for Pac, but this is his first Intercontinental title reign as well, so it's kind of crazy. Again, Konosuke Takeshita, just in a short amount of time, heavyweight champ, Intercontinental champ, has won the King of Pro Wrestling, has just been a force in there, made it to the finals of the New Japan Cup. Like, he's just been an absolute menace in there, and a well-deserved win as well. I mean, he was 93, incredible stuff. In our main event, another 96, as Heiharu Tamura and Hiromu Takahashi having a great match as well, even though there's lack of psychology, doesn't matter. Hiromu was a 97, Heiharu Tamura with a 92. Hiromu gets the win with the time bomb right over the 30-minute mark, and that's his second defense of the IWGP Heavyweight title. What a win, what a performance, what a show. First of all, 96s for the last 3 matches. That's been great to see. And our post-show press conferences, first the new wave of strong style, which again, really bringing over that this new wave is here to stay. They're not just a flash in the pan. Nobody believed in them tonight. They got the win. They beat a very good established team. The sky's the limit for them. Next post-show press conference is United Empire, and it's really Volter himself giving the props to Makabe and Gresham, saying those guys showed up tonight. They were the better team. Hats off to them, and helps really throws the belts over Makabe and Gresham, and really puts them over in a big way with that, and says that listen, I know there's not going to be a team out there that's going to beat these guys for a long time. So it really puts over them in a big way. As for Volter and Zack Sabre Jr., I think now we're going to kind of shift their focus away from the tag team division in more in the singles competition form. Because obviously Volter, incredible Intercontinental champion. Zack, was heavyweight champion before, obviously. And I think they could, presumably go back to that division as far as those singles divisions. And for Volter, maybe a heavyweight title run on the horizon for him, type of thing. In the post-show press conference, we have Hiromu talking about just the grueling battle he had and he endured, and he came out on the winning end and said, tomorrow he's a tough guy, he's not going to go away easy. He had to put everything he could into that time bomb, and he was just thankful to hear that 3 count. Really puts over Tamura as far as a credible contender. And they ask him what's next, and he goes, obviously it's up to Tanahashi as far as who he wants to put in front of him as far as for Wrestling Dutaku, but Sonata, out of just nowhere, attacks him, and we haven't seen Sonata really on a big time show in a hot minute. And obviously the New Japan Cup didn't really go his way, and you can as far as see the frustration potentially, and for Sonata eyeing that heavyweight title again, because of course he had the belt. Cup of coffee though, it was basically from Wrestling Dutaku to Dominion. So, it was just a month. Maybe potentially gets this heavyweight title again, if that's in fact what Tanahashi books. But I personally think, obviously, that'd be a great match. And that's why we put it together. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, 95 for the show rating. Great title matches there throughout the main, co-main, and before the co-main. Gosh, as far as we definitely want to put over Tamura and Hiromu. And, big hug for Konosuke Takeshita getting another accolade with the Intercontinental title. Good shit there. But that will do it for for episode 123 and for Sakura Genesis. As, of course, next tour, Wrestling Dutaku. Big time here as far as Wrestling Dutaku, as far as it's kind of the last big show of the spring. And, of course, we'll be going into the summer with the Best Super Juniors, then, of course, Dominion, and then be the G1 before we know it. As, we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.